Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the European Disc Golf Festival held in Tallinn, Estonia. The Song Festival grounds, it is here. It's ready to give our pro-level disc golfers a nice challenge. Welcome to the studio in Helsinki. My name is Esa-Pekka Tupala. I'm your host today for the last weekend for this European season, and with me once again the five-time world champion Juliana Korver. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
How are we feeling today? It's a nice event going on.
I'm very excited to see this play out. I did have the opportunity to go to Estonia, so I was on the grounds, and it just has a very epic feel to it.
It's a great venue for sure, and you know, coming off of one of the greatest events on the season, the European Open in Nokia and Tampere, almost all sources that I got my hands on, every single social media post, the player interviews, they're telling me that this is going to be something maybe even bigger, and I'm so excited for this weekend.
Yeah, they've done a wonderful job making the players feel professional.
We're gonna see some storylines for today, for the Friday, the opening day. Here they are. So, the Tallinn Song Festival grounds is totally ready for the competitors, for the spectators, for everybody. It has been set and the venue looks amazing. Kristin Tattar coming home strong after the epic win from the European Open, and she has the momentum going on. Third point today, we have Silva Saarinen, who's totally ready for a rematch, would you say?
I think so.
Silva is hungry for another victory on the DGPT Europe. She was challenging Kristin Tattar heavily at the European Open. Kristin was really feeling the momentum and came on top victorious last weekend. And you know, Juliana, this course is quite short, as we will be talking about that for one aspect, but it's a huge, beautiful park in the middle of Tallinn with fences all around.
Exactly. You walk up to this event and, well, it's a song festival. You have to go through a security gate. You have to have a tag to get through. It's very isolated. It just has a completely different feel. I mean, it looks like park golf, but it does not feel like park golf.
Yeah. We have out of bounds, we have obstacles, we have even national monuments on the course that we will be talking about. And we have to acknowledge that the course is shorter, but they have such a limited space here to build this course, and for what they've done is absolutely unbelievable. And we will have such a great 3 days here at the Tallinn Song Festival grounds, and the tee number one is unbelievable, and we're gonna go there right now with our second feature card. Enjoy these first shots of the day.
FPO division, tee time 10:45 a.m. First to the tee from Finland, sponsored by Innova Discs, Evelina Salonen. Next on the tee, from Estonia, sponsored by Prodigy Discs, Kaidi Alsalu. Third on the tee, from the United States of America, sponsored by Discmania, Ella Hansen. And rounding out the 9th group, from Canada, sponsored by Innovidiscs, Sofia Döneke. And good luck, ladies.
Juliana, talk to us about this shot that they're gonna make from tee number 1.
And in about 12 minutes,
You can see the tee here. It's basically a stage built up for the players to throw out of this amphitheater. They're throwing from 15 meters above the first landing zone. That's 50 feet. And it's a little intimidating throwing over the stands and the people. There's OB both right and left side. There's no problem getting the distance because you're elevated so far, but it just looks like a pretty small stamp to hit.
275 meters, 902 feet. Downhill and uphill, par 5 for the FPO. This might be the coolest tee shot we have in this sport at this moment.
100%. When you walk out of that door below the teeing area, they have your image on that screen. It really makes your heart rate increase a little bit on your walk up to the tee. Also, when you're standing on the tee, if you take a range measurement of the basket, the height of the basket is pretty much exactly the same as the tee, but you're throwing down 15 meters and then you have to go back up that same 15 meters to the basket. And the incline up is slow at first and then much more drastic by the pin.
Kaiti Alsalu, just a bit, I will be right. Wasn't able to hyzer back in.
This is the drop zone from which you must throw from if you go out of bounds from the tee.
Gonna take, if you take it from the drop zone, your third, it kind of requires some distance and accuracy to hit the pin there to save the par. So there are tricks to playing.
It's almost a double penalty, maybe a penalty and a half going out of bounds, because yes, you are about as far as away from the pin as you can be.
Second feature card, if we take a look at last weekend's performances, Elle Hansen took the 11th place at the European Open. This woman right here, Evelina Salonen, took the 4th place, but there was really unfortunate round 4 for Evelina. She didn't card a single birdie. If I recall correctly, she had 25 holes straight without birdies in that tournament at the Beast, and that's the course where I really feel like Evelina could shine.
Exactly, yeah, that was just pretty poor play on Evelina's part there.
This is quite a huge tournament for her because she knows that these holes are not so long. She can reach almost all of them with quite an easy distance for her, so to speak. But she needs to prove to herself that she can win.
Exactly, to herself, yes. And she's had a good season so far, winning the Champions Cup, winning chess.com. So she's playing quite well for the most part.
Just about 2.5 weeks ago, she took her 5th Finnish Nationals title, so she can totally win. But she has to take control of herself and her own game in order to continue the good swings and the good rounds. And this is a perfect place for her to show herself that, and for us at the same time.
Exactly.
We also have Sophia Daneke.
Sophia in her rookie year for the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
15th place at the European Open. Took 3rd place at the Portland Open a few weeks ago. And the first time I heard about her was actually this year at the Las Vegas Challenge. She took the 2nd place there. And that was the moment I started Googling, who is she and why haven't I been seeing her before this? But she has her first events from 2022. And that's kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's remarkable how some of this young talent comes on so strong, so quickly.
We are getting closer to tea time of the FPO feature card, and it is time to bring them out.
And now the first feature card is welcomed to the
From
stage.
Estonia, please put your hands together for Kristin Tatar.
Well, that is a welcoming committee. The Estonian superstar, Kristin Tatar, getting huge cheers from the crowd.
Please welcome Silva Saarinen. Please welcome Anniken Christiansen Steen. States of America, please welcome Missy Gannon.
I would certainly hope that these players could get a comfortable feeling and to get this kind of an welcoming for every single event we are going to have on the DGPT. Salonen hitting the base with her upshot. That's going to be a nice tap in. Hansen. Also on the bullseye's edge with her approach. How cool would that be? A kind of a LED screen and a doorway for every single player to come in.
I'd love to see that.
On every event, would that be something? And because that grassy slope green is so even out on the ground, you have to avoid hitting the cage low with every cost, because those rollaways are there.
This is the most dangerous green on the course.
Settle down. It was putting for par, but that's going to be a bogey for her. Sophie for the birdie. She hits the cage. Doesn't get a roll. That's fortunate for her. Hansen starts with the birdie. This will be a tap-in birdie for Evelina Salonen. Kaiser will first collect her bogey. Sophie will take the par. We'll take a short commercial break here at the Disc Golf Network. We're happy you're in. We'll see you in a bit.
üllatusteks valmis. Coolbet.
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. We will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe!
The first feature card is ready to tee off on hole number 1 for the opening day at the European Disc Golf Festival. Tallinn Song Festival grounds is the festival course for this weekend. We're so happy that you are watching this stream with us. Let's hope these women have a nice time on the field today. Esa-Pekka Tupala, Juliana Korver in the booth. We have Andrew Gum on the field. We're going to talk to him later in this stream to get the experience on the course. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Ladies and gentlemen, European Disc Golf Festival 2024. Opening day, first round, group number 10, feature card. 11 a.m. tee time and first to the tee from Estonia, sponsored by Latitude 64, Kristin Tatar. From Finland, sponsored by MVP, Silva Saarinen. Next on the team, from Norway, sponsored by Sigurd Bags, Anniken Christiansen Steen. From the United States of America, sponsored by Discraft, Missy Gannon. ladies.
All the players from the FPO are now on the course. We got 2 conservative shots with Heisering from the right to left. We saw a local knowledge route from Anniken Sten taking that skip off of the asphalt path, and then Silva Saarinen throwing that understable disc downhill is really hard thing to do, and she's out of bounds just a bit on the right. But now we are gonna toss it down to Andrew Gum on the course. We're gonna hear from him. Andrew, how are you doing today? How are these players feeling after walking through that kind of a lead door to the first tee? What's up?
Well, I'm doing wonderful. It's beautiful down here. Perfect day for disc golf. Yeah, the players are really excited to get that kind of an entry. Really do it on another level here in Estonia. As you can see, it's going to be a wonderful weekend. Really excited and happy to be along with you guys in the booth. Yeah, it's perfect weather conditions. About 22 Celsius or 73 Fahrenheit. Sun is shining. I'm estimating approximately 1,000 people spectating at the moment. These are all paid spectators. So pretty beautiful moment here for disc golf.
Thank you, Andrew, and we are going to hear from you later this round for sure. 1,000 people on the opening day, all paid spectators. That is something that the Estonians are now giving a new level to, because we had thousands of people at European Open, and it has been so for years on end. People like to go there and follow and spectate. The Beast as a course is great to spectate on. There are a few holes that are woodsy, and this year they had some VIP tickets for the holes 4 to 8. But this is something else, and we visited this place at the European Championship last year when Kristin Tattar took the event down after emotional last round. There too, we're seeing the shots from second feature card now on hole 2 as we're getting further down the course. But yeah, this course is something else, and it was great to see that the players are enjoying their time, and we are having a beautiful weather. That's great for the Friday to get the first round with the cameras and with the spectators there for this tournament.
You can see the fence behind the players with the ad banners on them, and almost every hole is surrounded by barriers like that to keep the audience off of the fairways. So they're really doing a good job of corralling those people that are watching and keeping them in the appropriate places. Second shot here, the more distance you can get and the farther that you can cheat to the right without being in the out of bounds, the better. Once you get close to the basket, it slopes pretty drastically uphill, so it plays much farther than it looks.
Gannon, their second shot. It's great distance. Kristin Tattar throwing her second, and she's looking the pin from the left side. This will do Missy Gannon. And if you're hesitant with your third shot on this hole to approach the basket for the birdie, that might also play some tricks for you because of the sloped green.
You need to be confident in how you land on the green.
Saarinen throwing her fourth. Circle 2. That sounds like a Silva thing to start her first round at the tournament with a 15-meter uphill putt to save the par, but we will see if she can make that happen. Anniken Sten. Gets inside circle 1. Back to hole 2 with Donachie. A really woodsy fairway here on number 2. Hansen cards the par. So we'll do the other players from the second feature card. It's kind of a nice contrast between the hole 1, 275, and the hole 2, 72 meters. So 200 meters shorter. Of course, that will be the par 3. Kristin Tattar in the bullseye for a tap-in birdie. Gannon hitting the bullseye, just about 4 meters left. Now Saarinen, a really long putt to save the par if she goes for it. 82 feet in the air.
So close.
Again, pinpoint accurate on the line, in the center, just a bit too low. Doesn't get any rollaways. Sten for the birdie, about 9 meters away. Cards the birdie. Great putt to take on your first hole of the tournament.
Looks like she might have had some nerves. She stepped off a little bit, took a breath, readdressed the putt, put her right in the basket.
Gannon takes the birdie. As will do Kristin Tattar. There will be 3 birdies for the first feature card. And Silva Saarinen already falling behind 2 strokes. And you know what? This course is really scoreable. And we will talk about that in just a few. We're going to have a short break here. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Introducing the Birdie Derby, a ready-to-run tournament package from Prodigy Disc. It's the perfect 3-disc tournament to welcome new players and give experienced throwers something new to try. Learn more and host a derby today at Disc Golf Derby.
My Zuka car is most helpful because it allows me to carry a massive amount of discs. My backups have backups, and I can fit all of that in my cart.
The putter pouch, that's definitely my favorite feature. Slick, holds everything that I need in there.
The room and the things that I can carry on the course in the Zuka fits me perfectly.
I'm not the tall person right here. I like the handle. It can be up and down. That's my point right there. All I have to do is just thinking about what I'm gonna birdie.
Kristin Tattar, tee of 2. Hits the trees on the right.
Hole 2, 72 meters. It's 236 feet.
Anniken gets into the circle. The ground here on the green is quite fast and you can slide on top of it.
Absolutely. There is a very obvious straight shot that so far all the women have been going for. There's also a sidearm route around the left side.
Gannon. Close to circle's edge. Inside of that though. Saarinen. This leaves her hand just a bit early. Not able to navigate through the fairway. Kristin will pick up the par. Really close to the basket with her second. Saarinen has a circle to's edge look for the birdie. This is a nice course for Silva, I feel like, because many of these baskets are really runnable from far distance.
Yes, absolutely. With the exception of maybe 2 greens, they're very flat and not a lot of danger.
Gannon slashing the chains on the left. Sten for birdie. Gets another long putt to start her round. That's about 18 meters of putting in 2 first holes.
2 for 2 to start. Excellent start for Anakin.
Saarinen coming back for par. No problem. Gannon and Tattar will be grabbing their pars. And they're moving on. I'd like to urge our viewers to check out our Azuka Card Mystery Bundle at the DGPT Pro Shop. This $500 value includes an all-terrain Zuka card, a variety of premium discs, and much, much more. It's available while supplies last. And this is a great catch. Use the QR code, visit the Pro Shop. Big time value in that package. Annika Sten, the only player on these first 2 cards, first 2 feature cards, I should say, with a perfect start, 2 birdies, but now she hits an early tree, kicks towards that out of bounds line on the left. No, that's not Anniken's discs, I'm sure of that. But for these holes at the festival, they have different sponsors for each of these holes. And that's kind of unique feature. We see different sponsor on these holes, and they have brought their things to promote on these tents just beside the tee box and give their own little spice for the event. I'd like to, of course, thank the sponsors. Supporting the event here in Tallinn Song Festival grounds. Missy Gannon.
Beautiful height control there. You can see from the tee just how strict the window is. You've got the low ceiling from the trees. You've got the trunk on the right and the left, and the row of bushes, the hedges beyond the opening raises the floor as well. Also, Silva, very good control through that window. This hole's 92 meters, that's 236, that's not the right, that's more like 270 feet. But there's a subtle uphill grade that makes it play farther than that as well.
Sitting hole 5 with Evelina Salonen. Big shot off the tee for Evelina on this par 4. Hansen taking a flex play towards the right side.
That's safe. And she also has enough distance to tilt birdie from there.
Back to 3 with Sten. Silva Saarinen and Missy Gannon both putting from Circle 2's edge for the birdies. Anniken gets the edge, skipping towards the basket. Here are the current conditions provided by Canna, the solution for growth and bloom. The weather is just gorgeous. Temperature about 23 degrees Celsius, humidity 73%, wind speed practically inexistent, coming from the west, if any.
Look like very scoreable conditions.
We're gonna toss it down to Andrew Gum once again. You have some information about the spectators there. The spectator lines look so great on this Friday morning.
Yes, they continue to pour in. The last I heard, it was over 1,500, and that was quite a bit back now. So I'm guessing getting closer to 2,000. Each of these spectators are paid for entry. Like we said, there's still many tickets available. This grounds is really a massive place to handle plenty of spectators. 15 euros for a day pass, 40 for the whole weekend, 70 for VIP tickets. So if you're in the area and you're interested to be part of this festival, come on down. There's a trampoline park, animal petting zoo, tons of vendors. It's a really special place to be if you're a disc golf fan, or if you just like to be a part of something fun, like a community experience. So I would recommend it.
Thank you, Andrew. Missy Gannon missing slightly on the right. Now Silva Saarinen has a 62 feet putt to make for the birdie. Just a bit too much air on that. Back to Salonen on 5. Nice little upshot, but she hits the last tree and circles back to about 7 meters.
That'll be for birdie for Salonen.
Back to Steen. Circles edge once again for Anniken. This one is a bit low, and that will be a bogey for Anniken after the perfect start.
Kristen's approach, she released a little early. She's pin high, but off on the side.
Tattar hits the cage low. That's gonna be a bogey for Kristin. She's back even par after this hole. Saarinen about 4.5 meters left. Saves the par. Steen takes the bogey. Should be tied with Missy Gannon, who's going to take a par here. One down for the round. Kristin Tattar even at this moment, and Silva Saarinen 1 over par. Back to hole 5, Ella Hansen. Giving a soft beat with a forehand floater. Here's Kaiti Alsalo, 13 meters, slight stepper, and it's in. Kaiti takes the birdie. Goes back to even par after she also took the bogey on hole number 1. And Salonen cards the birdie. She's 2 down for the round. Juliana, how do you feel about these first few holes? Are there some that you especially want to have on every single round?
Well, hole 1 is just so fun to throw off of there. But with the distance, no, not upset with a par there. Hole 2, I thought that was one of the easiest pars, or easiest birdies on the course. It didn't play as such today. Here we are looking at hole 4. There's a little bit of a tight gap off the tee, and then it opens up considerably. The basket is on kind of gravel material, so it is a fast green. If you happen to go straight and far enough, you could skip beyond the basket.
Gannon finds her way inside C1 with a slight help of a tree late in the tunnel. Saarinen, another early release for Silva, but she avoids the monument there.
She's fine. She's fine. She's got quite a ways to the pin, but she should be able to go down that wide gap and find the green.
Tattar challenging the trees on the left and kind of goes through, hits the second to last one, parting for birdie. Sten, Norwegian lefty, gets through almost everything. She's putting for birdie once again. Now, Andrew, we've got another question for you down there. How are these... Yeah, we're going to go back to Andrew in just a moment. Excuse me for that. We're going to check out Juliana's breakdown at this point, brought to you by blackinkdiscs.com, the premium disc golf store.
All available height and hold your line. There is one reoccurring theme throughout the middle of this course, and that is low ceiling straight shots. So utilizing as much airspace as you can under the limbs will maximize distance, but keep it straight to stay in bounds. And be aggressive on the greens. With only a couple exceptions, the greens are flat. The OB is far enough away that you can really go for your putts and not worry about danger.
Some great points from Juliana. I'm gonna get back to Andrew with a question about how are these grounds holding up, because there has been some heavy rains before this tournament, and I hear there is some special equipment in order to keep those tee pads green.
Yes, they have nice little structures there to wipe your feet off before you enter onto the green. On every tee pad, I've seen them like a little foot wiping type thing, like a lot of homes in the north have for winter to get the snow off your boots and that kind of thing. With nice little bristles to clean off all the footwear as you enter onto the tee. Nice little detail to keep them fresh. And yeah, the grounds are holding up beautifully. There's lush green grass everywhere, and it looks like no problem at all. They got a fresh mow yesterday, so everything's looking very tidy, manicured beautifully.
Thank you, Andrew. Kristin Tattar for the birdie. It's just a bit low. Sten. 10.5 meters left. Another big birdie for Anniken Christiansen. Sten, what a start for her.
Fantastic. Love the straddle, step through, get a little extra power.
I have to correct myself a bit, for Anniken seems to have taken the double bogey on hole 3. There was not a single bogey. So at this moment she's even par before this hole, but now she's back 1 under if that is correct. We will be checking that out soon enough. Some pars for Tattar and Saarinen. Easy Gannon takes a beautiful birdie with Sten. Now back to 6 with Evelina Salonen, par 4, 167. Evelina gets around the corner beautifully.
Wow, that's very beneficial to be on top of that ridge. It gives you a much more likely to be able to go for the green. This is an island green. If you're back here on this incline, it takes a lot of your power away getting to the green.
Hansen approaching the basket on 6, and that's out of bounds.
Hansen will go to a drop zone.
Nisikanen, tee of 5. Takes it to the right side. Now Anniken Steen will take her tee shots from the left, of course, for she is a lefty. This is great. Saarinen. Great flex from the right side. Ending up in the middle. Kristin Tattar. Also takes a flex play up and over. Needs to get a bit left. Yeah, it's okay. Andrew, we're gonna toss it back down to you. Could you tell us something about the structure we just saw on hole number 5? We're taking a look at Evelina's upshot right now on hole 6. But tell us something about the structure on hole 5.
Yeah, it's a special sound structure built as an art installation, and it echoes your voice when you sing inside of there. It was built in 2011 by Lukas Kuhn, a German artist, and it was for when Tallinn was selected as the European capital of culture. It's a permanent monument now here on the grounds where people can come. You can sing inside, and it'll change the pitch of your voice. And so a nice little feature here on the grounds.
That is beautiful. Thank you, Andrew. And what could have been a better structure for song festival grounds? and a piece of art that echoes your voice in different ways. Missy Gannon, her second shot on 5.
It has consecutive doorways or windows that get smaller, and when you're there, it looks kind of Escher-esque to me.
Ella Hansen goes out of bounds.
Twice on that hole.
Yes. Doesn't hit the green, and she's forced to take a 6, double bogey 6 on hole number 6. And that is also true for Sophie Donaghy. And now that we take a look at it, there's also Kaiti Alsalu with the double bogey. So really tough times for the second feature card on hole 6. Evelina Salonen combined getting 9 strokes of her card mates on one single hole.
I would argue that 6 is the hardest hole on the course for the women. Kristen with a little bit of a side hill run up here.
Just about 10 meters left. A bit shorter, maybe. Now Saarinen taking a standstill for her second. She's got a 9-meter for the birdie. Silva Saarinen is still free of birdies this round. She really needs 1 to get her round going. Back to 7 with Evelina Salonen. We have 2 kind of similar double mandatory holes on this course, and this is the first one. Salonen gets a nice kick into the middle. And Sten whistling just besides the basket, settling down about 8.5 meters away. Juliana, how would you describe the out of bounds lines here on the course as a broader term? Are they really strict? Are they really forgiving? How would you describe them?
They're plentiful. They surround most of the holes, but in general, they are forgiving. This particular hole that we're on right now, they really come into play off the tee, but not after that unless you really make a mistake. So there's not a lot of OB lines in which they instill fear in the players, with few exceptions.
It's going to have a long loop there. That's most likely going to be a par. I truly hope this is the weather we're going to have the whole weekend. At this point, I believe the forecast says there's just a slight opportunity for some rain here and there. But as always on these July days, the humidity is quite high and those rain clouds can form. We're just beside the ocean here. We hope they will pass away from these premises. Now Tatar, chance for a birdie about 9 meters away. Great putt from Kristin. A bit on the left, low side, but it catches. And Kristin gets her second birdie for the day. She's going to be 1 down for the round. Sten on the line again, but that was a bit high. Now Silva Saarinen for her first birdie. 8.5 meters, not a problem for Silva. She's going to be even for the day after 5 holes. Let's take a look at this again.
Such easy power and always online.
And Missy Gannon hits the band from 4.5 meters. That's gonna be a bogey for Missy Gannon. Kind of unprecedented miss from that distance for her. But as always, Missy is her smiley self on this round. It's so great to see her there. And all of our international disc golfers, thank you for joining us at the Disc Golf Festival in Tallinn. Now, Evelina Salonen throwing her second 7, that's about 5 meters away.
Here you can see just how close we are to the water in the upper right-hand corner.
The Worlds is right around the corner, folks, and you can catch all the action on DGN. Subscribe to DGN Standard or Pro today with code WORLDSLIVE and check out to receive 50% off your first full month. Think about that. So this is not combinable with other discounts, including the PDGA discount, but 50% off for the Worlds is a great deal for the subscription. Back to 7 with Evelina Salonen. She saves the par, and she's currently tied second place holder with Anneli Togias-Mannis. They're 3 down without any bogeys. Both of them. Katie Tatte is leading the tournament at this moment, but she's already at the clubhouse. 4 down was her score. We're now on the tee of 6. Juliana, I'm going to use this moment to ask you, is there a mandatory on this hole?
Yes, there is a mandatory in this hole. You must stay to the left of the mando. Now, you just asked me in the previous hole about the out of bounds, and I said it's pretty generous. This is the exception. This is an island green, and it is a very small island. So this tee shot is important to put you in a position to be able to go for the green, and that's questionable whether I would recommend going for the green from there.
So Sten with her tee shot. Full flex and landing along the slope in the fairway. I really love the setup for this mandatory. It's huge, of course, and it's something that we have never seen before. But you can see the shadow of the tree behind that. If they were to put a simple mandatory arrow on the tree, there could always be this speculation about did I pass? Did I go out of bounds? You can't misinterpret this mandatory.
You're absolutely right.
I'm missing the word there. I'm sorry, folks, but you will
there's
see.
no question whether or not you pass on the correct side of this mando. That is correct. And yes, there has been controversy before in situations where it is unclear whether a disc has passed on the right or left side of the particular mando.
This hole 6 is one of my personal favorites on the premises, just because of the fact that there is the island and you can miss it kind of twice, as we saw from few players earlier today.
The span between the fairway and the island green is pretty significant, and there's a handful of very large trees that you have to get around in order to find the green.
Hole 6 is 167 meters par 4 for the FPO.
Anakin laying up to the edge of the first part of the fairway.
So we have 2 par 5s on this course for the FPO, and we have 10 par 3s. So combining that, the combined distance is 2,546 meters. So it is on the shorter side. We have technicality here, but the main thing this weekend is to enjoy disc golf, enjoy great shots at this beautiful venue. And we certainly hope our players can have fun at this course.
Yeah, it's really a showcase of the players to the Estonian people. Kristen opts to lay up as well, not going for the green.
Mr. Gannon. The second shot is just a short layup. Back to 8 with Evelina Salonen. Big hyzer onto the green, just about 4 meters away. That's 87 meters for the FPO, and Salonen took the right side route over the out of bounds there. Silva Saarinen. Also doesn't feel about running the island on 2, so that's a layup. Here is Katie Tätte's scorecard, your leader at this moment already in the clubhouse. Solid back 9, but some trouble on front.
Out of bounds twice. Left a little bit out there in circle 1, so she could have even had better score than that.
Tattar, her third, hits a tree, and now Kristin is out of bounds.
You can see even from the layup area, it is a considerable distance to get to the green.
Saarinen. This is a beautiful turnover from Silva. She's putting for par about 4 meters. Last time Silva was here was about a year ago in the 2023 European Disc Golf Championships. She took the second place from Kristin Tattar after Kristin Tattar with 3 strokes separating them. And the third position was taken by Evelina Salonen, 5 strokes to Silva. Then we had Heidi Laine and Henna Blomroos on 4th and 5th. And the Estonians Anneli Togias-Männistek, Kaiti Alsalu and Keiti Tätte hold those 6th, 7th and 8th position. But they kind of have the home advantage here. They have the crowds cheering for them. Yeah. They know the premises and they're ready for another challenge this year. Gannon in the bullseye. Evelina Salonen cards the birdie on hole 8. And she becomes the tied first place leader at the moment in this tournament. Steen with her third. She gets to the island. That means that Kristin Tattar is the only one from this group not making it to the island.
There is a drop zone that Kristin will throw from.
Saarinen cards the par as planned on this 167-meter par 4. And now Kristin Tattar is putting for double bogey, and that's a big mistake. In order, if you take the layup play and you aim for the par, you have to be sure to get the par. And Kristin made a big mistake. She takes the double bogey and she will be 1 over par for the round. We're going to take a look at the hole 7. Another favorite of mine, these kind of tunnel holes. Par 3, 109 meters. What are we looking at besides them?
109 meters, that's 358 feet. But what you can't tell is that it's also 8 meters downhill, or 26 feet. We saw that there's double mandatory, so you must throw down the middle of these trees. There is OB lining both the left and the right side, and this OB does come into play. If you ricochet off of one of those big trees, it is fairly easy to find that out of bounds line.
Here is your leaderboard at this moment. Evelina Salonen and Katie Tätte tied for the first place. Evelina still bogey-free, 4 down through 8 holes. That's a great result. Silva Saarinen stays on the fairway. Stan hits a tree there.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to
Is Gannon hits a tree quite early that might have gone from the left side of those mandatory trees that you have to pierce.
I'm not sure she went far enough to miss the Mando.
Yeah, that is the question right now.
From Estonia, Silver Light.
Kristin Tattar, hyzer flip, hits the mandatory tree, settles down, so no missed mandatory there. Back to 9 with Evelina Salonen. She has one more hole to throw on this front 9. That's a nice shot.
Great distance. It looks like Missy is in bounds and she has not passed the mandatory. So there's no penalty yet. She's going to be forced to curve this through the gate on the way down to the basket. Probably not going to be able to be very aggressive here.
Kristin Tattar, her second shot still on the fairway. This is intimidating to approach the basket. Yeah, talk about off the tee, but still from this fairway, it's not a simple shot.
Yeah, you don't want to ricochet either way off any of those trees. But you also need to make sure that if you get through cleanly, you don't skip out of bounds.
That is out. Anniken Steen. skips into the circle. Solid upshot from the Norwegian. Mr. Gannon so goes for the skip, but doesn't get it. That's still about 16 meters away. Now Silva Saarinen throwing 2 next. She already made the mandatory. And that's a gorgeous shot. I have to take note of her footing there.
Yeah, that was not a normal reverse pivot. She had her lower body in a very weird position to her upper body, but she was able to control it beautifully.
Salonen approaching the par 4 with just a simple...
So far down the fairway that was a standstill putter approach.
A really short upshot for Salonen. And Kristin Tatar is now in a bit of a trouble. She took the double bogey on 6. She's currently 1 over par for the day. And now that's going to be another double bogey for Tatar in a row. Big things expected from Kristin Tatar at this tournament. Goes for the bogey putt from 17 meters. That's not in. Evelina Salonen, another easy birdie for her. And she's going to be your solo leader. 5 down, no bogeys. It looks to me like she took some notes off of the European Open.
She seems to be putting aggressively, which is good for her.
This hole 7 has taken a bit more time from our first feature card than normally anticipated because of those out of bounds. Silva Saarinen saving the par. Stays even for the day after 7 holes. Again, for the double bogey, Kristin Tatar taking the double bogey. We have a short break here at the network.
I'm down by 2 with 2 holes to go. Should I use my last 2 driving chips or should I save them for the final tee shot?
Time delay, dude. That's a courtesy violation.
That's a stroke. You're down by 3 now, potty mouth.
What? OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
You Play Disc Golf is your passport to teaching and learning the game. Our mission? To teach disc golf and make it accessible to everyone worldwide. From Alaska to Africa, Guatemala to Canada, and beyond, Uplay Disc Golf has spread its wings, teaching the love of the game across the globe. Get involved in our movement to make disc golf a universal joy. Explore uplaydiscgolf.org and join us in helping people find flight.
Nexus Firefly, one of my tour series, KC Pro Glow Rock, unbeatable team of the Toro and the Rat. The fairway driver that rules them all, the Sexton Firebirds, Calvin Halo Destroyer. Hi, I'm Innova Team Captain Nate Sexton, and this is my 2024 in the bag.
So you want to throw further. Okay, here's the plan. Step 1, join the Power Disc Golf Academy. Step 2, watch Holland Hanley's lessons on how to properly select discs that are appropriate for your skill level. Step 3, watch Paul Ulibarri's X-Step lessons to help you build a solid foundation for generating power. Step 4, watch Simon Lazat's lessons on upper body mechanics to make sure you're giving the disc the best opportunity for distance. Step 5, watch Ezra Aderhold's max distance lessons to build your most powerful swing. Step 6, use our fieldwork drills to dial it all in. And the last step, go out and crush your personal best distance record. Ready? Go.
T of 8, our first feature card with Silva Saarinen. Takes the turnover on the right side and hits a fence.
Hole 8 plays like an island green, but it isn't. There is a safe route along the left-hand side, though I doubt anybody will take that.
Sten from the left side. This is a nice hole for the lefty because she can take the backhand drive, kind of risk-free, circle out of bounds. Missy Gannon on the other hand, right-hand side, big hyzer. Great shot. That is one of those shots that Silva Saarinen is practically lacking right now.
A big, tall hyzer. Yes, she needed more height to get over that. She throws very low, very straight.
Kristin Tatar. Oh, and too long for Kristin. Another out of bounds.
That's surprising. The out of bounds behind the basket is maybe 20 meters back, so that's quite long.
Anniken Sten. This is interesting. I was really thinking that she could have made the inbounds. But it seems to be that she's out off the tee. Almost hits the basket. That's about 4 meters left for the bogey. So 3 shots from our first feature card out of bounds on this hole. Something I wasn't expecting.
Very surprising. The out of bounds section starts at about 38 meters and goes to 76 meters. So it is definitely clearable by all of the players.
Silva Saarinen gets a kick from the tree, circles back to about 4 meters. Anneli Togias Mäniste, hole 13, par 3, 125 meters, takes a straight laser beam drive. towards the green. That's circle 2's edge, just about for Anneli. Kristin Tattar is wondering of her own play at this moment. 2 double bogeys in a row. Evelina Salonen, tee of 10. This is going right. Was that saved or not? It could be on the fairway. I'll have to get a confirmation about that. Tattar for the par save, but that's going to be a putt for bogey. Here's Evelina. Her first kind of a miss, big time miss on the left side. Now Missy Cannon for birdie, and she gets some strokes.
She gets some strokes on her card, but not on the field. This is playing as the easiest hole on the course today.
Sten parts the bogey. Saarinen also taking the bogey. And then Kristin Tattar 5 over par in the last 3 holes. That is really unexpected from Kristin. Big time mistakes, and now is the time to turn the sleigh around, as we say in Finland.
So her trouble started on hole 6, and hole 6 is a very difficult hole. Hole 7, there's also the double mando and out of bounds trouble, but hole 8, not a lot going on there. Hole 9, this is 167 meters. It's 548 feet. This is a par 4. Obviously playing through those 2 large trees off the front of the tee pad, getting as far down the fairway as possible is definitely beneficial, so that then you can approach this green and hopefully get a birdie. By the way, those 2 trees off the front of the tee pad are only 2 meters apart and only 5 meters from the front of the tee.
Back to Tokias Manniste on 13. Heiser putt hits the pole, but not high enough. Missy Gannon. On the fairway. Silva Saarinen on the tee. Oh, and she hits the first available. Circles to the left, and that's really close to being out of bounds. Now, big time trouble for Silva at this moment. She has those early releases now, and she's trying to shake it off. Sten hits the cap, and she needs to come back. Yeah. Skipping and staying in bounds on the left side. Kristin Tattar. Is this to the right?
It's actually a little bit better off to the right. It opens up the line to the basket more.
Misses those stones and trees on the right. barely and travels over them. Now Evelina Salonen, hole 11, the other par 5, 233 meters. She's in the middle of the tee. Tobias Männistö tapping in the par. She's also bogey free in the tied second place with 4 down round. Saarinen was in bounds just about half a meter. This is her second. Traveling to the right. That's also quite close to being out of bounds now on the right side for Saarinen. We still don't have a confirmation if she's in bounds. Really slow start for the first feature card. Missy Gannon even for the day with 3 birdies. 1 single bogey, 1 double bogey. We have Silva Saarinen and Anniken Steen, both 1 over par. Silva has only 1 birdie and Anniken already has 3 birdies. Kristin Tattar 4 over par for the day with 2 birdies. So 2 double bogeys, 2 single bogeys for Kristin.
Well, I can say that it is hard to get up both physically and mentally after the weekend right after playing a major event.
Missy Gannon, her second. Six and a half meters left for Missy Gannon. I'm gonna toss it back down to Andrew Gum there on the course. Andrew, are there some gusts of wind that are practically unseeable on this footage that come from the sea? What's the situation with the wind right now?
Yeah, there has been the wind picking up just a little bit off the sea, but it's in gusts, so it's really hard to kind of predict. It's nothing major, but I would say it's kind of coming and going quite unpredictably at the moment.
Tattar throwing 2. Has the turn and it travels 2 meters off the basket. That's going to be a nice birdie for Kristin Tattar after those bogeys. That's what you call being on the line, or practically under the line at this point. I have to correct myself there. Sorry, folks. But Anniken Steen is in bounds. There is the mandatory tree. Just going to check the pattern pending, also called the reverse pivot. And about 9.5 meters left for Sten, and she's been making those putts today many times, and those are looking great for her, so let's hope she can keep that up. Evelina Salonen. Approach on hole 11.
It's a great second shot. Turning around the corner, getting close enough to the basket that may be another putter approach.
Tobias Männistö, tee of 14, par 4 for the FPO, 155 meters. I mean, the challenges the trees on the right, but she's hyzering to the left.
Which is what you want. The basket is then back up to the right. That's actually a somewhat soft par 4 in my opinion.
Now Saarinen tucked behind the tree in bounds. This was her third, so she's putting for the par.
That was another compromise situation, and she did a good job not hitting her hand on that tree through that motion.
Now Saarinen putting for par. 10.5 meters. Slashes the chains, high left. That's not in. That's gonna be another bogey in a row for Silva Saarinen. Now Sten, 1 meter closer than Silva. Center but low. That's going to be a par for Anniken. She's staying 1 over par for the day. Missy Gannon putting for birdie and hitting low. And she actually has a longer putt to make for par than she had for the birdie. That almost rolls out of the circle 1. That's about 9 meters left for Gannon to save the par now. Another low miss from Missy Gannon, and that's a 3-putt green for the American. Big time opportunity for Missy Gannon, but she couldn't convert that into a birdie. That's going to be a bogey for Gannon. Kristin Tattar takes a long needed birdie. Silva Saarinen tapping in for her bogey. Sten takes the par from hole number 8. It has been a great season so far at the DGPT Europe. And the footage that we get on this course, on these courses, have been magnificent. And don't we love some disc golf action from the Europe side of the pond? Great to see new courses, new events. Some of these, of course, already familiar to you at home from the Euro Tour or from the European Pro Tour or from some other venues. We're gonna fly through hole number 10. This is a par 3, 99 meters, playing a bit on the easier side. What are we looking at?
99 meters, that's 325 feet. We've got OB that does come into play right on this corner on the right-hand side. It is possible to find that if you skip on this green. This green is a little bit faster than some of the others. We don't have the lush grass right here, and it does start to fade a little bit downslope behind the green. But this is reachable by the division. It's got a low ceiling, and they really just need to keep it straight.
Tokias Männistö approaching the basket on hole 14. Evelina Salonen on hole 11, just a simple chip up with her third. That's going to be a bullseye's edge putt for birdie. Another one of those for Evelina Salonen coming up. Beautiful day at Tallinn, Estonia. The crowd is getting inside of those gates at the Song Festival grounds near the city center as Evelina Salonen is putting for her 6th birdie for the day, and she's 5 down through last 7 holes. That's something you were anticipating before this round, Juliana. Didn't you say that some double digits are expected on this course?
I definitely think it's within the realm of possibilities. This course doesn't have the teeth that we've seen the last few weeks, and it's a little bit shorter, so it's scoreable by the whole division.
But it sure looks gorgeous down there on the grounds. Andrew Gum, I'm gonna toss it back down to you. You told us about an hour ago and there was about 1,500 spectators at the moment. Do you have any other knowledge of the number so far at this point?
I haven't been updated on the numbers, but they have continued to trickle in. They're not just here on the feature card. I can see them all over the property, trickling in all the festivities and following other cards as well, as we see Evelina really hot on the chase, and other Estonians performing very well and also getting some crowds.
Kristin Tattar, tee of 10. And there the righty backhand. This is Anniken Steen taking the lefty throw to the left side. Not quite in the circle yet. Missy Gannon on the tee. This is looking great for Missy. Can it miss the trees? She can. It settles down. She's putting for birdie. Saarinen.
Another early release for Silva. This is the kind of hole that you would think would be Silva's bread and butter.
We've usually seen Silva start strong at these tournaments, so this is something kind of new. She's having those struggles with her throws, even though this course should suit her well. Salonen, tee of 12, par 4, 180 meters.
There is out of bounds that comes into play on the left-hand side, but I think that she is still in the fairway.
The walking path on the left of 12th fairway is in bounds. The out of bounds starts from near the parking lot on the left. And this is Silva Saarinen. She's out of bounds off the tee and she still has a long way to go to the basket. Skating towards the basket. That's circle 2 for Saarinen to save the bogey. Back to Christiansen Steen. And her second on 10. And that's about 4 meters for the par. All of the players on the first feature card now over par for the day. As in Evelina Salonen, currently on hole 12, she's already 6 down for today with 6 birdies, no bogeys whatsoever. She's looking real strong today. Already leading the tournament over this woman right here, Anneli Togias-Mäniste, and her fellow Estonian Keeti Tätte with 2 strokes. Silva Saarinen, big time bogey save, circle's edge. Kristin Tattar putting for par. Circle's edge for her too. And that's left for Kristin. She's really not feeling it right now. Another bogey coming up.
Nobody on this lead card is shining as of yet.
Missy Gannon not in for the birdie. She's putting for par. Sten in the basket. She takes the par. That's her second par in a row. And just as we thought Kristin Tattar turned the tables and got the momentum back, she takes another bogey after the birdie on hole 9. She has 2 single bogeys and 2 double bogeys in the last 5 holes. That is something that we maybe haven't seen from Kristin at this season yet, talking about consecutive holes. She had big time struggles at the European Open's third round, the first round at the Beast in Nokia. Togias-Mäniste making her second shot on 15. Back to Evelina Salonen, her upshot on 12, par 4. She doesn't like it, it's too high, hazarding to the left. She's not under the basket.
What up, guys? We have the brand new MX2, good mid-range for power backhand thrower, very good for sidearm throwers. The MX2 is a very reliable overstable disc that's finding its way into my bag, and I hope it finds its way into yours.
From top competition to the new players, from supporting women to funding new courses, PDGA Europe is much more than competition. Visit pdga.com/join and grow the sport.
This sport is about trust. It's about confidence in your disc. All the untold hours of development and commitment are here for you. The MVP Pro Shop. Start your journey today.
The tickets for all DGPT events are on sale now, so grab tickets to an event near you and scan the QR code for more information.
Hole 11, skinny shot to start, then the fairway opens up as it turns a little bit to the right.
Kristin Tattar, tee of the second par 5 on the round. This is flexing forehand from the left side in the middle. Silva Saarinen. This is to the right. This is not an early release now, but
there is an OB line over there.
Here is Silva. Marked to be inbounds off the tee. She's on the fairway's left side, getting a slight cut roll. Missy Gannon.
Out in the open, very nice shot. This is a par 5.
Back to Tokias Manniste. In hole 15, another par 4. Rising a bit early, but she gets through to the green. It's a bit short from Evelina.
It's a good run.
She's still putting for par after that, so she was closer than I was anticipating. Here's Sten on hole 11. She caught some branches on the right. She has a loop forward on her third shot. For the last 6 holes, Anniken only has 4 pars and 2 single bogeys, so she really needs to up her momentum and get going to catch Evelina in the lead. Tattar.
Very good distance from Kristin. She's in an excellent position for a potential birdie on this hole.
back to Evelina Salonen now, tee of 13. She took the par on the last hole, 12. A full flex shot off the tee. That's risking the out of bounds long. She has such a power on that backhand throw.
That's a 125 meters, 410 feet, slightly downhill. It takes a good shot to reach that pin. I think she's going to be rewarded with that drive.
Now Saarinen throwing 3. Needs to get lower because those branches are lurking and they're grabbing the discs, but she's settling down about 13 meters from the basket. Sten opts for the sidearm. She also grabs some branches again. You really need to hold the disc low on this hole.
You definitely do. There's a lot of holes on this course that require low shots.
Yeah, talk about the requirement for a low shot here on 16th, as we see Anneli Togias-Manniste. I feel like this is like the main obstacle on this course. If we look at the wider picture, the broad picture of these holes, the out of bounds practically is quite forgiving, as you told us just a moment ago. There are some strict out of bounds lines, but the biggest trouble comes from those low hanging branches.
Yeah, and this is not even a hole that I would have said that that's a factor on, but as we've seen by both Anneken and Silva's shots, it still does come into play.
There's Missy Gannon once again, keeps it low, turns it just a bit, and a perfect shot hits the bullseye from about 75 meters away. Kristin Tattar goes for the sidearm upshot. That's a great shot. About 1 meter left for Tattar. Back to Salonen. She's putting for the birdie pin high. Takes that too wide, but that's going to be about 3 meters left for the par. Ella Hansen, and she cards the birdie from just about 3 meters. That's her second birdie in a row. 3 birdies in the last 5 holes, and now she's back to even par for the day. Card number 2 is doing great at this moment. Evelina 6 down, Kaiti Alsalu 1 down, Ella Hansen and Sofia Donecki even for the day. So that's a really solid scoring for the card. Back to Saarinen, green of 11, 13 meters, might be even 14 meters for the pin. And Silva Saarinen gets the disc in the basket.
That's what we like to see from Silva, the circle 2 putts.
Yeah, ends the bogey train after 3 consecutive bogeys with a huge birdie save from about 14 meters. That's only Silva's second birdie for today, and she's still 2 over par. Tattar cards a birdie from bullseye, as will do Missy Gannon. Missy takes her 4th birdie for the day, and that means she's back even for the day. Evelina Salonen saves the par. She's still bogey-free. That's so great on this course. You can practically go to this course and play with too light of a heart. You feel like, yeah, there's no challenge for me here, and you just keep on playing. But that's what then happens, the things that we can see from the first feature card. They're missing their lines a bit, and then they suddenly find the out of bounds, they find the trouble. And the upshots have to be close to these baskets.
Yeah, I agree with that. There are places where you could take things for granted because it doesn't look like there's much of a challenge, and in doing so, then actually find the danger that shouldn't come into play.
Your leaderboard. At this moment, we have a new rival on the lead with Evelina Salonen. Heidi Laine taking absolutely bonkers 6 birdies in a row from holes 8 to 13. Before that, 1 bogey and then 3 birdies once again on her card. So on the last 10 holes, she has 9 birdies and 1 single bogey. We're going to take a look at hole 12 at this moment, par 4, 180 meters.
OB both right and left sides. The OB on the right actually feels close enough that it kind of pushes you into the trees on the left over here to stay safe. And the trick then is to get beyond this first tree or left enough that you have a gap. You might have a very low second shot to the pin, and the pin is raised a little bit, making that even more difficult.
Missy Gannon. And that's out of bounds right for Missy. Errant mistake for Gannon. There's plenty of room on the fairway not to challenge the out of bounds. Kristin Tattar on the tee. Tattar gets the applause. Solid drive off the tee. Now Saarinen needs to keep that momentum now going. She got a great birdie, and this is going to the right, and it's not coming back at all.
She knew it instantly.
And he can stand on the fairway. Heidi Laine, her first appearance on the coverage today on Friday, the 26th of July. Approaching the basket, almost getting that in.
I'm going to guess if that had gone in, that would have been an eagle. Hole 14 is a pretty soft par 4 for the women, especially the women with distance.
Look at this again. Heidi Laine running the basket. Just a teeny tiny bit too short. This doesn't stay in the bucket, but Heidi Laine is on fire right now.
And that stayed nice and close to the basket, so she will likely continue her birdie streak. Costly miss for Missy, losing a lot of distance off that drive.
Missy Gannon. Inbounds for her third. Silva Saarinen also facing her third shot after the big mistake going out of bounds off the tee on hole 12. At this moment we only have 2 birdies on this hole. They belong to Ella Hansen and Heidi Laine. Silva Saarinen still, the troubles continue for her. It doesn't look good for Silva for what I feel like this course, about this course, that you'd like to have a solid, fine opening round with not many great mistakes and just get around to open the tournament and then charge forward for the last 2 days and try to get as far up on the leaderboard as you can. There's a big time mistake there. But yeah, it doesn't seem like Silva's having that solid round right now.
No, and I thought this course would suit her game very well because it really emphasizes the straight, low ceiling shot, which Silva usually does to perfection.
Evelina Salonen not getting around that corner. It's a guardian, but she's in the middle now. Evelina being on hole 14 and Anniken Steen approaching the basket. She gets back in bounds somehow. Maybe gets a roll from that fence, but she gets the big cheers from the crowd. As Kristin Tatar takes her second shot on 12. She goes for the forehand here. Great up shot. About 8 meters left. Andrew, if you are there with our first card still, we saw Anniken Steen open up that umbrella. Please tell me that's for the sun and not for the rain.
Yeah, that would most certainly just be for sun. It is a bright blue, clear sky. Quite warm. That breeze off the sea has disappeared. And it's actually quite a hot day, I would say, yeah.
So we see a near ace hit on 18th. No, it did not just jump out of bounds on top of the basket.
That is so unfortunate.
Silva Saarinen about 4 meters away. Looking at another bogey though, but Salonen throwing 2 on 14. She's putting for birdie, yet another birdie inside C1 on hole 14. Now back to 12 with Missy Gannon. Great shot landing in about 4 meters. Again on the line for Anniken Christiansen. She's had 2 of those already today. She's getting a putt inside C1, taking that 1 meter in on the out of bounds line. And this one for the birdie. 9.5 meters. She cashes the putt. Anniken Steen goes back even par for the day with her 4th birdie. This might have been her 5th near circle's edge. Now Tatar cards a birdie. She really needed that one too. That's her 2nd birdie in a row. Silva Saarinen for the bogey. Gets it in, and Missy Gannon also facing a putt for the bogey. No problem there. The disc golf season is in full swing, and here are your upcoming Disc Golf Network events. Don't miss a moment and subscribe today. Kristin Tattar. Tee of 13 gets the full flex, landing circle's edge on this 125-meter par 3. The wind is picking up now as we're getting a look towards the Baltic Ocean. Sten takes this a bit low.
There is an out of bounds line on that, well, both right and left side. The left side does come into play a little bit faster.
And it might be so that Sten is out of bounds off the tee. Missy Gannon. This higher, doesn't quite get the turn. Needs to settle down. Seems like she's safe.
I think that tree hit was beneficial for Missy. I think she would have potentially skipped out of bounds left had she not hit that tree.
And now Saarinen throwing those understable discs to the headwind. This is turned over, and she knows it. Again out of bounds for Silva Saarinen. Really, really tough day going on for Silva.
And we could see the flags there. They were moving. There's definitely wind, but it's not a huge amount of wind. It shouldn't have been something that she couldn't handle.
I think a third now. Nothing on the way or between her and the basket. Go in. She hits the cage about 65, 70 meters away. Take a look at this again. Yeah, more in the 60, 65 range for this shot. Great shot either way. Annika Steen going out of bounds left, and she might be going to the knee. Try to make sure that doesn't hit those branches. Yeah, she's just gonna take a wide hyzer with the lefty forehand. Looks great, and it's great. 4 meters left. Trying to save the bogey. Evelyn Salonen. Tee of 15. Currently 7 down for the day, and she's not the leader at this tournament anymore. Heidi Laine is charging on the back 9. Missy Gannon on 13, seeing here. About 7 meters left for her. Tee of 18, Anneli Togias-Mäniste. Par 3, 131 meters downhill. You saw the opening ceremony and the skills competition 2 days ago. They had many fans here. They had the band playing between the skills competition rounds, and this was the second stage, the whole 18, for the accuracy competition. Kristin Tatar gets her birdie putt in the basket on 13. Her third in a row, and now she's gonna be 1 over par for the day. She goes on towards the last 5 holes of the day. Missy Gannon. For the par. Anniken Steen misses the very close bogey putt. She was quite hesitant there. Didn't make any kind of a routine. And that's going to be a double for Steen after that mistake. Just after taking the birdie on hole 12.
We've seen her make so many nice edge of circle 1 putts.
She's going to be 2 over par for the day after that double. Here's Evelina now on 15.
15 plays as an island green. she's going to be able to go over on her third shot there.
Togias Männistö going 2 on 18. Togias Männistö ends her round with a bogey, and that is actually a kind of sad ending for her round. 3 single bogeys in the last 4 holes. She ends up being 1 under par after the opening day. She was 4 down through 11 holes, but after that just pars and bogeys for the Estonian. Evelina Salonen currently holding 2nd place. She's putting on the 15th for par. She made the island. And here is your leader at the moment, Heidi Laine, in total fire, 8 consecutive birdies from holes 8 to 15, and here she's on 16th.
Somehow she finds a way through those limbs, throws it a little bit too high, but it doesn't penalize her. She's on the green, putting from circle 1.
That would be her 9th birdie in a row to go 9 down through 9 holes. She took the double bogey on hole number 1, and after that 2 pars, so she was 2 over after 3 holes. And after that, only birdies and 1 single bogey. Heidi Laine currently our best competitor to reach that double digits today. So we take a look at Ella Hansen. The green of 15 for par. Cards the par. Important putt for Hansen to stay even for the day. She's got 2 double bogeys and 4 birdies on her card. Kaiti Alsalu, fine round from her at this point. 2 under par, and this one to get to 3 under par. In the chains. Kaiti Alsalu from Keila, Harjumaa, Estonia. About Sophia Donachie. That was a big time close miss from Sophia. And a tapping bogey. Now Evelina Salonen, kind of a nice upshot from her. Takes the par from the bullseye. Still no bogeys for Evelina this round. Only 7 birdies. We're going back to our first feature card with Kristin Tattar. +1 for the day, and she's risking that left side, hits some trees. This is a par for 155 meters.
It looks like it's very wooded, but there is a gap. You want to throw straight through here, have it fade off to the left. You just want to get past the tree line on the left, and it opens up very nicely to the basket. That's a much better line.
This again is practically in the middle. Saarinen.
Very early release. I expect she's going to be very obstructed from there.
A total miss from Silva Saarinen on the tee of 14. For the last 6 holes, Saarinen has 5 single bogeys and 1 birdie. Steen, solid shot off the tee. Heidi Laine, no. Such a close putt to go 9 down through 9. But that's gonna be a par for Laine. Still leading the tournament though. Kristin Tatar hits a limb quite close to her lie, and she still has a long way to go.
This is a bit of a soft par. Hole 14 is, so Kristin will still have the ability to take a par.
On hole 16, Heidi Laine cards her third par for the day. And she's really feeling it right now. Just needs to charge up just a couple more holes and she has a solid lead for the tournament. That being if Evelina Salonen doesn't birdie all of the holes she has left still. Back to Salonen, talking about her 16 par 3, 94 meters. Heidi Laine was just here, and Salonen now has about 10.5 meter putt for her birdie, just outside the circle. Now Kristin Tatar throwing 3 on 14. Flexing with the forehand, settle down. Inside C1. Andrew, you're traveling with our first feature card there on the ground. Can you sense something changing in the mood for these players? It seems like they're kind of having a slow round as we take a look at Heidi Laine's drive on hole 17.
Yeah, really bizarre. You know, the superstardom on the card very apparent, but the level of play today has been very mediocre at best. Everybody very slow out of the gates, lots of uncharacteristic mistakes, but still some time to score. We'll have to wait and see how they can finish up, but yeah, very surprised to see how slow out of the gates these favorites for winning the tournament are.
Thank you, Andrew. And Heidi Laine hitting the line barely, missing the trees on the right, but she's almost bullseye's edge for the birdie on 17. Heidi Laine on a heater right now. She's still able to go 10 down for the day if she takes that birdie and the birdie on 18. Now back to Missy Gannon on 14.
Missy finding a line through the trees inside of circle 1.
Salonen doesn't card the birdie in this raised basket on 16, putting for par inside the bullseye. Saarinen now throwing 3. This is high, this is going deep off the pin, about 9 meters left for Saarinen to save the par. Is there something, Juliana, that you can take off of Silva right now? What is she feeling? How is she doing down there?
She is such a stoic player. It's hard to tell what she's feeling, but she is just not sharp today. She's either an early release or turning something over too much.
Tough to say.
Perhaps fatigue. There's been a lot of tournaments in a row. Yeah, I don't I don't know, but it's not what we expected out of her.
Steen hits that tree just inside circle 1. She rotates out of it, but she grabs another huge putt. Anniken Steen hits the birdie from 13 meters. She's giving us a clinic of those distance putts today, and still she has a couple of those close-up misses on her card. Now Saarinen trying to save the par, just inside the circle. It seems like all the things that are happening on the field on her side, it doesn't bother her much on the putting green.
Which makes her unique in the field. Usually if somebody starts faltering, you'll see it in the putt as well. But that doesn't seem to be the case with Silva.
Tattar. A left side low putt, but that's in, and Tattar saves the par. Crucial moment for Kristin. She's gonna hang on to that 1 over par for the day. But she's still, at this moment, she's 9 strokes behind Heidi Laine. Missy Gannon, really powerful putt in the basket, takes the birdie, and she's now even for the day. Evelina Salonen grabs the par on 16. Back to Heidi Laine. 5 meters left, and that's in the heart. Laine will be 9 down for the day and 9 down for the last 10 holes. That is magnificent.
It really is.
Kinda slow first 7 holes. 3 birdies there, but a double bogey and a single bogey too for Laine. But now she's like a totally different person, and she knows what she can do on this last hole. She has the distance. She's one of the furthest throwers in Finland on the FPO, challenging Henna and Evelina's distance.
She has enough distance that she has to worry about going long on hole 18.
What kind of a disc would that kind of a distance thrower choose for the 18th?
Well, you could go either way. I mean, you could throw something super overstable and throw it out to the right and know that it's not going to keep penetrating forward and just dive down to the basket.
How do you feel about the grass on the green? Is it so thick that the disc will stop there, or do we have some big skips or bounces?
It's pretty lush. I wouldn't expect massive skips.
Back to tee of 15, Missy Gannon, one of the most interesting holes for me on this course. You have to keep it low, 168 meters par 4. Missy takes it high and right.
Ideally, you want to get enough distance off the tee here that gives you a chance to go over the out-of-bounds water on your second shot to get to the green. Missy hitting that tree will not be able to go over that out-of-bounds area with her second shot.
It feels like the lefty throw here is kind of safe. Just pierce the gap and hyzer back towards the out-of-bounds line. Tattar.
Perfect height, good skip at the end. She's set up perfectly to go over into.
Silva Saarinen, tee of 15. Now these are the shots we were expecting Silva to make for the whole round through, but she's really been suffering on both tee shots and up shots. And for this, every event at the DGPT Europe, we want to thank Flight Factory once again for giving us these beautiful drone shots. Make sure to visit flightfactorydiscs.com to check out their disc golf apparel and products. Tee of 17, Evelina Salonen, hyzer flip to straight, clip something, but she gets through and she's on the bullseye's edge.
17 is not an easy hole. It's another gauntlet hole, and though it's hard to tell from the video, it is slightly uphill, so it plays farther than it looks.
Going back to 15 with Missy Gannon, wants to throw this straight and low, and she's done just that. Great second shot from Missy. Heidi Laine, tee of 18. Can she go 10 down for today?
That's very, very tall coming into the basket. I think it's going to fade. Yeah. That was
outside C2.
It wasn't a very aggressive run.
Yeah. So that might be a soft beat for Laine, but most probably wants a safe par to end her beautiful round. 9 down. Now Saarinen throwing 2. Great shot off the tee. There's the Silva we know. About 8 meters left. Earlier this season, 8 meters means about 3 meters for Silva. But she's been fine on the putting green today too, even though she's struggling with those up shots and tee shots. Missy Gannon throwing 3. Eight meters left for Missy Gannon for the par. Ken Christiansen Steen takes a state stamp champion from this season, going towards the basket. Oh my goodness, is she saved?
I think she hit the stake, and I believe she stayed in bounds once again. That's going to be her 3rd shot on the line.
I'm going to argue that Anniken might have been using all of her magic for this whole tournament on the opening day. I mean, she came in hot and hit the stake and stayed in bounds. That's where it comes for the reaction of the crowd. And Kristin Tattar hitting the base, settling down on the bullseye, in the bullseye for the birdie. Really solid last 5 holes for Kristin. She's going to be 4 down through last 5. But that means she's still going to be even par for the day as Evelina taps in the birdie on 17. 8 down, and she has a chance to tie Heidi Laine on the top after today. Kristin Tattar not having the best round.
it feels like she's turned things around recently.
Yeah, that is the big point here. We know that if there is one player who pushes herself forward with grace and with humbleness, it's Kristin Tattar. And if there is a woman who can come back in a tight situation from last weekend, we know it is still Kristin Tattar. Heidi Laine on 18th gives it a soft run, but that's going to be a tap-in par for Heidi Laine. Such a great round from Heidi. Now Steen, can she save another? Slashes the chains on the right. And that's going to be most likely par. Silva Saarinen, no problem with that birdie. That's a job well done. Silva has 6 single bogeys from today and now 3 birdies. Missy Gannon trying to save the par. From 26 feet, about 8.5 meters in the basket. Great job, Missy. Missy Gannon holding on and leading his first feature guard group as of now, even par for the day. Kristin Tattar takes the tap in birdie and ties the game with Missy. And here's Heidi Laine tapping in her par.
Third on the tee from Finland, sponsored by Latitude 64, Nestori Tuukkanen.
Absolutely great round from Heidi on the opening Friday. Yeah, a double bogey to start the round and a single bogey on hole number 7 and still 9 down. On the card with Evelina Salonen, we have Kaiti Alsalu really charging up with the last 4 holes taking 4 birdies in a row. For the last 9 holes, she's 6 down. Currently 5 down for the round, and she's on the tee of 18. Takes a turnover from the right. Does it have the stability? Just gets in bounds.
Just barely finding that corner.
She's looking at the fine round, currently holding solo 3rd position. And Salonen on the tee, trying to tie the top with Heidi Laine with a birdie here. Heisering. And that is short for Evelina Salonen. And for what I can tell, that's out of bounds. Kristin Tattar barely missing the tree on 16.
1694 meters, that's 308 feet. Characterized by this low ceiling.
Saarinen on the fairway of 16th. It's 94 meters par 3 for the FPO. Straight through the gap and towards the raised basket. She gets the edge. She gets the skating towards the basket, about 5 to 6 meters left for Gannon. Steen doesn't quite get the edge. It's quite far away. Now Salonen. The out of bounds edge. And she's settling down outside C1. That's a putt for bogey now for Salonen. So Heidi Laine will be leading the tournament after round 1, that's for sure. But how much will Evelina be chasing down Heidi? I mean, there's still a possibility that Kaidi comes to tie Evelina. If Evelina misses that putt and Kaidi can make hers from circle 2, that means they would be tied.
Evelina's one of the players that has the distance to go long on hole 18, so I think she was trying to mitigate that with something very overstable, throwing it too far, out straight too much, not throwing it down.
Saarinen putting for birdie, 16 meters away. Missing from the right, settles in about 6 meters away for the par. Now Tattar for her birdie on circle's edge. Tattar addressing the crowd there just before her putt, hitting it a bit low. Saarinen to save the par in the basket. Now Missy Gannon for the birdie. About 6 meters left for Missy. In the heart. Second birdie for Missy in the last 3 holes. Kristin Tattar and Anniken Steen tapping in their pars, and they have 2 holes to go. They have now played about 2 hours and 37 minutes, so really comfortable time to play disc golf, under 3 hours for the round. It seems like they are able to achieve that. Here's Kaidi, just a bit low on the 18th. He's going to tap in the par. How about Evelina? This one for the bogey. Gets the bogey putt. Evelina Salonen. Really important bogey save.
Still able to end with a high note, even though she took the bogey on that last hole.
So there was not a single player on the FPO field able to survive this course without a bogey. Evelina Salonen came up real close. It had to suffer the bogey 4 on hole 18.
From Finland, please welcome Joona Heinonen.
Heidi Laine currently leading the tournament 9 under par. Evelina Salonen second place 7 under par. Kaidi Alsalu 5 down. Katie Tatte 4 down.
you for the round.
Üllatusteks valmis. Kuulbett.
If you want to know what a disc is going to feel like before you get it, you have to check out OTB disc. The first thing I'm looking for when I grab a new disc is the feel of the disc. It's got to be confidence instilled. Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
It's really, really helpful in not only finding a disc that looks beautiful, but is also exactly what you're looking for it to feel like. Of course, when you're dealing with OTB, you're going to get only the best.
What's up? I'm Raven, Team Zuka. Here's what's in my cart. All my main discs are in this bottom compartment, easily accessible at mouth and eye level. My treats are in the side pockets up there. It's inconvenient, but good for self-control. A feature I'm iffy on is those unpoppable foam tires. I have tried. They don't pop. But my favorite thing about my cart is when my mom grabs it, I know I'm going O-U-T. And there's squirrels out there.
T of 17, Missy Gannon, piercing the gap. She wants the ground play forward. Kind of gets some, but she's not in the bullseye. Almost circle one's edge for Gannon. Tattar, 94 meters through the tunnel. Really similar to hole 7, and that is out of bounds for Tattar, as with I can see that is now Silva. Once a slight turn, this is quite high, and Silva actually gets a kick, slight kick, and stop on the left side. I believe she still needs to make the mandatory. Here and there, really close. Sten, lefty backhand, turns this over, but it's high. Settles down, inbounds.
The difference between this and hole 7 is that this is very slightly uphill that you can't tell from the video.
So Saarinen landed safe. Now she's about 5 meters away for the par. Tattar in the bullseye for par. Oh, and that is actually because of the out of bounds stroke. That will be for bogey. Sorry, my mistake there. Yeah, Kristin having all sorts of troubles today. She has really solid round of stack of 5 holes there from 11 to 15, And some birdies here and there. Nice birdie on hole 1, but man, that stretch from 6 to 8, a 5 over par for the 3 holes. Really tough to see from Kristin.
She put herself in a bit of a hole that she's going to have to dig out of the next 2 days.
Missy Gannon going for the long birdie look on 17. Hits the cage. Subtle roll backwards too, and that means she's got about 7 to 8 meters still left to save the par. And moving from hole 16 to 17, we see these guys. And I don't know how we are still having a tournament, because I was thinking every single player will be there petting the beautiful animals. This is really a place for the whole family to come and visit, and that's what makes this such a unique event. Missy Gannon saves the par. They have really thought about every single spectator here, from the youngest to the oldest. Silva Saarinen cards the par. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see a birdie at all from the first feature card.
It's not an easy hole. Through the trees, slightly uphill, low ceiling. There's a lot going on in the double Mando, but it is definitely gettable.
One more hole to go for the first feature card. Here is the leaderboard at this moment. Missy Gannon being the best player from that group that we still have on the field. She's 1 down for the day, but Heidi Laine leading the tournament, scorching back 9 and 9 down for the day. Evelina Salonen 7 down, Kaiti Alsalu 5 down, Katie Tatte 4 down. And that will be your lead card on the second day tomorrow. Then we have Jenni Karppinen currently 2 down for the day and for the tournament. Missy Gannon 1 down, Anneli Togesman is the 1 down, and Helena Vierne 1 down. And those are the people that we're gonna see on the chase card. If Missy makes the par here or better. Here we can see hole 18, par 3, 430 feet downhill, 131 meters.
Downhill significantly. It's 15 meters, 50 feet downhill to the basket. This is reachable by most of the field. If you are worried about not reaching it, you can play safe on the left-hand side. For our longest throwers, they actually need to worry about going too long.
Huge amount of spectators already on the course. Some of the MPO players also on the course already. And we have about 3 hours before the last cards of the MPO division start the day. Now Missy Gannon, tee of 18. This is really stable for Missy. Safe on the left side. Silva Saarinen goes straight and drives the disc downhill outside C1. Anniken Steen, 3rd on the tee. Along the fairway. lines on the left side. And Kristin Tattar at this point 1 over par for the day. Can she make it to even? She did so unbelievably well on Wednesday at the accuracy competition. She continues it today. Inside circle 1, putting for birdie. Let's take a look at this drive from Kristin Tattar. Once again, tee of 18.
Throwing it out to the right with something overstable coming back, trusting the disc, trusting her distance.
Now, Juliana, what are we taking away from this day? We saw some big-time struggles and we saw some surprising moments and scoring, and that back nine of Heidi Laine is absolutely unbelievable. What are we looking at when we go forward to tomorrow?
Well, we're going to have a whole new lead card tomorrow. Between Heidi and Evelina, there were 20 birdies on the day, so hopefully we'll get to enjoy a lot more of that tomorrow. As far as this first feature card, just a really slow, lackluster day for really everyone on the card.
As we see Anniken Steen taking her upshot towards the basket. How do you feel about this venue, this place, all that comes in with this event?
There's an energy here. It was even noticeable with Tuesday. Was it Tuesday when I was there to play? That early in the week, it was still palpable. So they have really done things well here. The tee on hole 1, I think that's going to be talked about for years to come. And the course itself, not maybe as spectacular as what we saw last week, but the pomp and circumstances around it, they do a fabulous job with.
Silva Saarinen missing her putt a bit. Kristin Tattar for the birdie. And she gets the birdie in front of the home crowd. Then cutting the par. And some tap-ins for the first feature card. And so, the first day is done from the FPO competitors.
1:54 p.m. First to the tee. From Norway, sponsored by Alpha Discs.
Such a great day here at Tallinn. The festival grounds really give us their best today. The sun was shining. We saw some great shots. And look at this scene where the players are now walking to gather their last scores. The media is going to be there ready, waiting for them. here is the final scoring from Friday. What do you think of those leading numbers?
I'm impressed with Hades' back nine for sure. She was just on fire. I thought that we could reach double digits. I still believe that that's possible, and hopefully we'll see that in day 2 or day 3.
And we're gonna have an interview from Heidi Laine. She's down on the clubhouse. Let's hear what she has to tell.
Okay. Go. Heidi Laine, you just shot 9 down, the hot round in the opening day of the European Disc Golf Festival. How are you feeling right now?
My feel is really good because I am played so bad a long time. So my start was bad, but still I find my game and it was really good.
Yeah, as you said, a little bit of a slow start. You took the double bogey here on hole 1, and then 2 pars on a couple of the easier holes. At that point, did you feel like you were still able to shoot the hot round?
I try to think that, okay, I can take birdies, and then I get 1 and second, and I think, okay, birdie way is open, and then, yeah.
So you rattled off a turkey there, and then on hole 7, got a bogey. Then after that, 8 consecutive birdies. You were just on fire at that point. How was the feel?
Of course, good. My putt getting in, so it was easy play.
And then you finished pretty strong with the birdie on 17. Almost put that in on 18. Overall, tell us a little bit about the experience on the first round. Like how did it go overall? How are you feeling?
Good. I'm happy because I played well, finally.
And as the leader going into the second day, what is the game plan?
Play without double bogeys.
Just trying to eliminate those mistakes and stay hot, continue to birdie a lot. Just eliminating those mistakes, right?
Yeah, every hole is birdie hole, so.
Okay, great shooting today and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi Laine. Great shooting, for sure, for certain. Heidi Laine got the 3 birdies in a row from 4 to 6. She felt the birdies were coming towards her, and she just kept on going.
Only 1 out of bounds, and that was on hole 1. And look at that, 67% from circle 2. So her putter outside of circle 1 was also on fire.
We are really going to have a spectacular second and third day at the European Disc Golf Festival. And the festivities keep on going. There is all sorts of happening in the evening time on these premises, and the players are well taken care of. And first up, we are gonna have the Innova Hot Round of the day, and we all know who that belongs to. It's gonna be Heidi Laine scorching the 9 down. And if she can keep that going for 3 days straight, I would argue that's going to be a winning score.
Absolutely, yes.
So 9 down times 3, that would take her 27 down for the tournament, and that would mean that Evelina Salonen would really need to up the stakes, or anybody at that point.
Last year, now the course has changed a little bit, so you can't really compare directly, but last year the winning score for 3 rounds was only 11 under.
Next we're gonna see the Nakwa Lifestyle powered moment from the day. The nearby Ace on 18. Now, really spectacular day, and I really love what we saw today, because we all had some presumptions, some expectations from the feature cards, and it kind of didn't show today, and we are gonna have a fresh new top 8 tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. We're going to get to see Evelina and Haiti come back and try to match their wonderful scores from today. And the names that some of the names that we normally have on the top aren't going to be there tomorrow. So we'll get to see some new faces.
Really interesting to see the game for tomorrow. Still a slight possibility for some rain or some of those, but we hope the sun is going to be with us for the 2 days to go. And before the MPO field starts, we still have something to talk about. We have the OTB shot of the day. And we had a couple of candidates there, but I feel like it's kind of a tough task to choose from. I mean, the near hole-in-one on 18 was really spectacular, but I also really loved Evelina's drive on 17.
That's what I was thinking. I was trying to find a shot from Evelina or Haiti, give them the nod because of their spectacular rounds, and both of them on 17, just dead center, down the middle, towards the pin for birdies. So yeah, I think either one of those is a good choice.
Maybe we'll go with the Evelina or Haiti 17th tee shot. Let's see what is the OTB shot of the day for the Friday, 26th of July at the European Disc Golf Festival. And Haiti line a near throw in there. We were kind of wrong there, but I still I don't mind. I mean, Headline almost throwing in for the eagle. That is just magnificent. Well, Juliana, it has been an amazing opening day. Thank you for joining me in the booth.
Thank you.
We're gonna see some broadcast times for this tournament. So the FPO will start. For the lead card, it is 11 a.m. local time. For the MPO lead card, it is 5 p.m. local time. And we hope you join us in just a couple of hours to see the MPO action, and tomorrow morning we're going to continue with the FPO coverage. We hope to see you then. Thanks for now, and see you.